Welcome to the channel again. Uh, Today we are going to learn about Python Datatype List, how to perform some basic operation of list. There are many data types like string, integer, list, set, dictionary, tuples. We will learn one by one. So today is the day for list. Let's start. So what I'll do, I'll not teach list about whatever the basic things that has been given in the websites. Instead, what I'll do is I'll load this file and we will perform some operation using list on this particular file and we will get to see the result. Okay. The first thing we have is list creation. How do we create a list in Python file? So the syntax is very simple. Again, this is Visual Studio Code where I'm going to do all the things. If you go to the extension for this particular software, you will find I have installed Pylance and Python extension for Visual Studio Code. So what this extension will do, they will help you find the error in your code. They will also help you give the suggestion about what you want to enter or what you should enter instead, right? So I would recommend to install these two extension for now for just basic coding, and then we will go through some others as well, Git and other whatever is relevant, right? So list creation. How do we create a list? So it's very simple. Let's say I want to store a list in a variable named list1 equal to, and there is a square bracket, right? And I need to enter the elements I need. So let's say I want to enter hello. The second element I want to enter first. Let's type second instead. And third. Okay. So this is how you create a list. So you can define any of the variable and the elements of the list, whatever you want, right? So this is list creation. Now, how do I get the element of the list? If I only want first element, I only want third element, right? How do I get it? Right. So there is a way to do it. List1, that is our list, right? And list will always come with square bracket, so that to keep in mind. And it will start with the 0 element. So whatever first element is there in the list, it is referenced as 0. So if I do 0, so we will have the hello. Just to check this, I'll open terminal. Here we have our terminal, and I will clear all this stuff. Fine. So if I run this particular file now, let's see what happens. Nothing happened, right? Because we are not asking Python to do anything. It's just doing the operation in the file, but it is not giving us any output. So for getting any output, to get any output, we should do print of list0. So what it will do, it will print on the command prompt or PowerShell the 0th element of list1. So now if I run this, we have hello, right? And if I run this for first element, what should we get? We should get second in here. This is because this is the first element. And likewise, we can also reverse our search in this. So if I do -1, we will have the third one, right? So -1 means it starts from the reverse direction of a list, right? So these are the references of element. So the first element always will be 0, the second one will be 1, and likewise it will go forward. And if you want to have reverse, like if the element you need to get is at the end of the list, so you can reference -1 here, -2 here, and -3 here. So if I do -3, we should have hello printed. Fine, that's pretty much simple. It's not anything that needs very big attention. Now we have this list, but we need to reverse it. How do we do it? So print list1 reverse. We'll only go through some of the methods. So these all are methods. Whatever you have here, if you hover your cursor over this particular thing, you will see method definition reverse. So this is inbuilt method of Python that Python provides for list data type. So if I reverse it and run this code, let's hash this out. Nothing happened, right? So instead, what should we do? We should do, so instead of printing it, this method will run on list1 itself. And now if we print our list1, we will have the reverse list as shown here, like third, second, and hello. If we need to add an element in the list, so let's say we have these 3 elements, but we need to add one more into it, right? So what we will do, we'll do list1 dot extend. Okay, let's first go with append and write here any of the variable you want. So if you want to add fourth after third, so you can do list1 dot append and fourth, and now you can print list1. So now we have fourth also added in the list. Same way, if you need to add multiple things, so what you can do, you can use extend instead, and you can write like this. Okay, I forgot to save the file. Let's run it again. So you have fourth and fifth. So you can extend your list by another list by adding one more into list, right? The last part that we need is removing an element in the list. So for now we have these 5 elements in the list, right? What if I need to remove the last one, right? So what I need to do, list1 dot remove. So I need to remove fifth. And then I need to print list1. Let's see if this works. Yeah, it worked. Okay, so instead of mentioning the element value in it, what you can also do is you can reference the value, like list1 of -1 I need to remove, right? So it will remove the fifth one. If you put list of 0, it will remove the first one, that was hello, right? Sorry, that was third. So it removed the first element of the list. Now these are the things that we have done, some of the basic. I'll also put this into the comment so that you can access this and learn into it. But there is one exercise we are going to do. We name it file exercise. So it's a real life example how we use the list into Python, right? So it's not just we are going to learn the basic and that's all. Let's implement the real life example as well. So for that, what I have done is I have created one file.txt with some of the statements in it, right? What I'll do, I'll open this file in Python and get the content of it, right? So file equal to open file1 .txt in a read mode, right? So what it will do, it will open the file for us and load it into the file. Now if I print file and see what is there in the content, let's clear this and let's now run file exercise.py. Okay, so it's saying it's IO text IO wrapper name file1 .txt. So what we actually need to do, we need to read the lines before we print it. So file dot read. Okay, so it is printing all the contents of our file. Now there is one another method that is called read lines. What it will do, it will read all the lines for you and create a list of it. So we are working on the list exercise, so this is very much familiar. If you hover over it, you will find that you see here the output. This arrow shows the data type of an output. So the data type of an output is list, and that is what we need. So what I'll do, I'll print the file.read lines. Okay, so now if you see, you have some different output. It's not a simple text, right? It's a list of statements. So this is the first element, this is the second line of the doc, is the second element, third element, and the fourth one. And I think this is enough, right? So this is what we have done. We have just printed that particular thing on our CMD, but instead of printing, let's store it in our file list variable. Right. So once you store this in file list variable, you will have this file list as a content of the file. Now, what if I need to print the first statement? What should I do? Yes, we should enter 0th element, so it will show us the first line. You see, it's quite clear now how we can get all the lines, right, for a list and from this particular text. Likewise, you can also remove, you can also add. So let's say if you want to add any lines, file list dot append, and I want to add, this is one extra line. We are not printing it because we don't want the output right now. We are just appending one element into it. But right now we want to, we need to show that what is our list look like after doing this append. Then we will print our files, right? Yeah. If we run the file, you show, hello guys, this is the second line, this is third line. I think this is enough, and this is one extra line that we have added. Right. Same way, we can remove whatever line you want. Let's say you want this second line of the doc to be removed. So what you can do, file underscore list and first element. First element means the second of the list. We start with 0, right? So if we do this, and now if I print file list, second line is gone, right? So you can manipulate the data from the file likewise. And just as a bonus, this is not about list, but what you can do, you can open another file equal to, let's say file 1 equal to open file2.txt. So this is just a name of a file. So I will say modified file 1, and we will open it into in the uh, write mode, right? So that it can write in this thing. And we will do file1 dot write file list. Yeah. So let's see what happens. Okay, it says write argument must be string, not a list. So what we have done is we have provide the input of a list, right? So instead what we can do, we can just write the last element of a list into new file. Okay, it is done, and it should generate one more file here. You see, this is one extra line. So we have the new file, and all the things we have done is just with the help of list. Hopefully this is helpful, and we will go through some more basic data types in next videos. So keep following and keep watching and keep upgrading yourself.